Hey, hand over $10,000 to me right now. Got it? This is what family does. I'm your husband's mom, so it's only natural for you to support me. What? What are you even talking about? I can't just pull that kind of money out of nowhere. Excuse me? Do you even understand how much I've done for Gabriel? Someone like you can't support him properly, so the least you can do is give me the money. That's just common sense. Supporting you isn't common sense. It's completely unreasonable. And what exactly are you planning to use it for? What for? Isn't it obvious? First, a designer bag. Since Gabriel is a big deal at his company, he totally deserves a car that reflects that. I need to get the down payment for a luxury ride. A luxury car? Hold on. Are you seriously expecting me to pay for all of that? Who else is going to pay? You're his wife, so it's only natural. Besides, what I'm thinking about is for your benefit too. If you don't put in a show, people will laugh at you. Laugh at me? As long as we can live a normal life, there's more than enough for us. There's no need to show off. You really don't get it, do you? A wife is supposed to dedicate herself to her husband's family. To make sure Gabriel doesn't lose face, you should work with me on this. I have a job and I have my own life too. I don't have extra money to be sending your way. Excuse me? It's only natural for you to work for the sake of the family. Working just for yourself is selfish, and if you keep making excuses like that, you'll ruin my son's future. Don't you think you're expecting me to take on everything? If you care about your son's future, shouldn't you focus on helping him become independent first? Someone like you, such a cold wife, has no right to talk about independence. Just do what I say. Or what? Are you planning to betray Gabriel? Betray? I'm just being realistic. I can't meet unreasonable demands like this. It'll only destroy our family. Are you serious? The one destroying the family is you for not cooperating. If you don't change your attitude immediately, I won't stay quiet about this. You know, I think it's unfair that you just give orders without considering my life or my feelings at all. Can't we talk about this a little more? Talk about it? There's nothing to discuss. A wife who doesn't do anything is just a burden. I can't help but feel excited. After all, the day I've been dreaming of is finally here. Should I be thanking you for this? Nancy? Finally, your father kicked the bucket. Now Gabriel can become the CEO. I can't believe you'd say something like that. It's beyond inappropriate. Who celebrates when someone has passed away? Inappropriate? Who cares? Honestly, you should be grateful too. Thanks to that old man finally being out of the picture, I feel so refreshed. Refreshed? You're truly unbelievable. Even yesterday at the funeral, the relatives were so disgusted they couldn't even look at you. And the employees from my father's company were whispering about someone crazy being there. Of course I couldn't stop laughing. This is the happiest moment of my life. Because now, my victory is guaranteed. Victory? What are you even talking about? There's nothing to win against my late father. Of course it's a victory. As long as your father stayed the CEO of that big company, both my son and I were stuck under his thumb. Gabriel marrying you? That was just something we had to put up with. Do you have any idea how much Gabriel and I have endured because of you? Excuse me? I have no idea what you're talking about. What exactly did you endure? And what's your goal here? Are you really this dense? This is the end of our suffering. Obviously, Gabriel should take over the company. Who else could it possibly be? This all happened so suddenly. The next CEO hasn't even been decided yet, and it's not something that can be resolved so easily. The husband of the only daughter is the obvious choice to take over. That's just common sense. So start preparing for the new CEO inauguration party. Preparing? Don't you think it's way too early to talk about a party when nothing's been decided yet? How about renting the Great King Hotel? And you'll be in charge of the invitation designs and sending them out. You're going to be the CEO's wife, so that's the least you can do. You're jumping the gun. Also, I don't have any intention of becoming the CEO's wife, and there hasn't been any discussion about that. You're always so slow to act. You'll never cut it as a CEO's wife at this rate. If you're going to be a burden on my son, I might as well kick you out, so prepare yourself. As I've said repeatedly, the new CEO hasn't been decided yet. Stop assuming something this important without any basis. Of course it's already decided. Who else could it possibly be? Don't tell me you're thinking of becoming the CEO yourself. I have no intention of doing that. But that doesn't mean my husband can just take the position without proper approval. Then it has to be my son. If the employees complain, just fire all of them. It's that simple. That's how companies work. There's no way something like that would work. Considering the scale of the company, do you really think the employees would stick around if you acted so recklessly? The CEO's word is final. That's the power of being a CEO. If you don't know anything about business, it's best to stay out of it. But as I keep saying, he's not the CEO yet. Jesus, you're such a frustrating wife. When you got married, we talked about my son becoming the successor, didn't we? It's already decided. That wasn't a definitive decision. It was more like, it would be nice if that happened someday. It's what your father would have wanted. If you let someone else take over, that old man won't be able to rest in peace. He might even come back to haunt us as creepy Uncle Sam crawling out of the basement. Honestly, what do you think my father was? A proper CEO deserves a grand mansion, don't you think? Once my son becomes a great CEO, it has to be a house everyone will envy. Of course, I plan to live there too. I'll personally train you from scratch on how to act like a proper wife. Nancy, that's a bit too much. We're perfectly comfortable in our current condo. And besides, you're not the CEO's wife, so there's no need for you to overstep. Overstep? Do you have any idea how much I've done for this family? Stop talking back and just obey me. If we're building a multi-generational home, it should have a luxurious design. A pool and a fountain in the yard would be nice. And I think a $2 million budget is reasonable. As the wife, it's your job to pitch in a little too. $2 million? Where is that kind of money supposed to come from? And do we even really need such a mansion? Let's try to think realistically. Oh, I am being realistic. Once my son becomes CEO, that kind of money will be no problem. You should be grateful. This is for your benefit too. Like I said, it hasn't been decided that he'll become the CEO yet. And there's no way we can just use the company's money however we want. You're so clueless. If my son doesn't become the CEO, you'll be in trouble too, won't you? If someone else takes over, you'll lose the house and all the money, and you'll be out on the streets. If you don't want that, you need to take action now. A company is supported by all its employees. It doesn't belong to any one person. With that kind of mindset, neither the employees nor the shareholders will agree. Yeah, I've heard enough of your pretty words. In the end, everything will go smoothly if my son becomes the CEO. And while I'll leave all the CEO wife duties to you, I'll take care of actually running the company, so you don't have to worry. Why would you be running the company? Because I'm the CEO's mother, of course. No one can oppose me. Not even Gabriel goes against me. So in reality, that makes me the one with ultimate power. That's completely ridiculous. My dream is finally coming true. To become a queen with a bunch of servants. You may address me as Queen Cleopatra. Absolutely not. And it's not going to work out that easily anyway. You need to cooperate. Do whatever it takes to make sure my son becomes the new CEO as soon as possible. There's not much I can do about this, you know. Well then, time to build a mansion and stock up on clothes and bags fit for someone with power. You're living on a pension. Splurging like that isn't a good idea. I'm a celebrity. A noble. Are you even listening to me? Anyway, I'm off to shop. Wait a second. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Aria, and I'm 31 years old. I work at the company my father used to run. Just recently, my father, who had always been energetic, suddenly collapsed and passed away. He had always been a workaholic, putting his health second, and it seems like that had caught up with him over time. It all happened so suddenly that I didn't even have time to process my feelings. While I was busy with the funeral arrangements, the one person laughing nonstop was my mother-in-law, Nancy, the one messaging me on WhatsApp. She's the textbook definition of a mother-in-law who enjoys tormenting her daughter-in-law. And honestly, I've always found her hard to deal with. I knew she was unreasonable and greedy, but I never imagined she'd come up with something this outrageous. My father's company was fairly large, but since he ran it single-handedly, it's true there isn't an obvious successor. In a family-run business like this, it would typically pass to either me, his only daughter, or my husband. But honestly, I don't want my husband to take over the company my father cherished so much. And that's because my husband has his own share of issues.
Just to remind you, don't embarrass me, okay?
Huh? Where is this coming from all of a sudden?
You're really clueless sometimes. That's why Mom gets mad at you.
Excuse me?
Anyway, I'm starting work at the company the day after tomorrow, so make sure you clean the CEO's office until it's spotless. I mean, I've got to start in an environment worthy of the new CEO, right?
What? How did you even get to that conclusion? What makes you think you'll be the next CEO?
Huh? It's common sense. The husband of the only daughter is the natural successor, don't you think? Obviously, I'm the new CEO, so you should just get it already.
No. I've never heard anything like that. You can't just assume something that important.
Assume? No, Mom said the same thing. If anything, isn't the plan already moving forward?
Wait a second. Have you been talking to Nancy about this? Is that why you're coming up with these ridiculous ideas?
Yeah, I talked to Mom, and she said she's already moving forward with a multi-generational house contract. I even helped her speed things up.
What? You actually took her seriously? And do you really think signing a contract is that simple?
Of course it's simple. The moment the old man passed away, I contacted a realtor and a construction company and got everything rolling immediately.
You've got to be kidding me. I can't believe you're faster to act than your mother. Not that I'm impressed by that, but still.
Mom was already preparing too, apparently. We almost ended up with 2 mansions being built. Don't underestimate our planning skills. Although having a second house isn't a bad idea. A mansion and a vacation home, It's exactly the kind of life a CEO should have, don't you think?
A CEO's life, huh? First of all, you're not even the CEO yet. You're jumping way too far ahead. And even if the contract is signed, how exactly do you plan to pay for all of this?
What? Don't worry about the money. Once I become CEO, the cash will just start flowing in.
Flowing in? That's ridiculous. We're barely making ends meet with our current finances, thanks to the mortgage. Do you even realize we still have a loan on the condo we're living in?
Oh, the condo? I already decided to give it to my sister.
What? You're giving the condo to your sister? How can you just decide something like that without consulting me?
Well, we're moving into a mansion, so we won't need the condo, right? I also got rid of all the furniture. Don't worry, I'm buying new furniture that matches the mansion.
You've got to be kidding me. So while I was busy with the funeral and sorting out things at my parents' house, you did all this behind my back?
A good leader needs quick decision-making skills. If you keep dawdling, I'll leave you behind.
Stop making decisions on your own. Even if we were to build a house, where would we live in the meantime if we gave up the condo?
Don't worry about that. We'll enjoy living in a hotel. I've already booked the suite at the Great King Hotel for the next 6 months.
Where do you think that kind of money is coming from?
We'll need about $200,000 for 6 months, so just transfer it from the company funds. Living in a suite is what suits me as a future CEO.
Excuse me? Are you seriously planning to waste company money on something so ridiculous? You're talking about spending money that all the employees worked hard to earn just to fund your luxury lifestyle?
Huh? I'm the CEO. The company's money is basically my money.
No, the company's money belongs to the company. It's not your personal wallet. If you can't even understand that, there's no way you're fit to be CEO.
Shut up. Oh, by the way, I also bought a Lexus. It was $200,000, so go ahead and handle that payment too.
You've got to be joking. Are you seriously telling me this? Do you even realize how ridiculously stupid you're being?
What's stupid about it? A CEO's car has to be top of the line to maintain their image. Plus, since it's my car, its value goes up automatically.
How self-centered can you be? Are you even willing to listen to what I'm saying?
Self-centered? Isn't the way you're talking to me a bit too rebellious?
Rebellious? Honestly, you should be thankful I'm even trying to have a reasonable conversation with you. At this point, I'm too shocked to even get angry.
Ah, so you're finally realizing how amazing I am. See? The best thing to do is just quietly follow someone as great as me.
You know what? Fine. Do whatever you want. But let me make one thing clear. I will never let you use the company's money. Not a chance.
Oh, whatever. Once I show up at the company the day after tomorrow and declare myself CEO, everything will be mine anyway.
You're completely insane. Go ahead and do whatever you want. But you'd better be ready for what comes after. Here's a WhatsApp exchange I'm honestly embarrassed to share with everyone. Unfortunately, this man who has taken stupidity to a whole new level is my husband, Gabriel. Before we got married, he was a bit more reasonable. But as soon as we tied the knot, he started going on about being the future CEO and quit his job. He's completely hopeless. There's no way someone like him could run a company. Does he even realize what my father and all the employees worked so hard to build? And then, the next day, something huge happened.
Feeling amazing this morning. I never imagined I could feel this good. Maybe I should even thank you a little for it. Seriously, I feel on top of the world. It's official. I'm the new CEO. The moment has finally come. This is my time to rule. I can't wait to do whatever I want. I just signed the contract a while ago. Now everything will go exactly the way I want it to.
I see. Good for you.
What's with that attitude? Be happier for me. Don't tell me you were aiming to take the CEO position for yourself.
Not at all.
Then celebrate with me. Your husband just became the CEO. I was expecting a much more emotional reaction from you.
Good for you. But honestly, I don't feel anything special about it.
Everyone's been celebrating with me. Folks are all saying, "Big congrats on your new role as CEO." It was such a big deal, you know? I even got a bouquet. I can really feel everyone's expectations on my shoulders. I'm just amazing.
That's great. Congrats.
What's with that attitude? I don't feel any excitement from you. Are you jealous or something? Whatever, forget it. A wife who can't even react properly is useless to me. So I've decided we're getting a divorce.
Sure, sounds good. Let's get divorced.
Huh? Wow, you're handling that with some serious calmness. You're giving up way too easily. Did you see this coming? Did you know I'd dump you? I thought I'd been careful not to let it show.
Not to let what show?
My girlfriend. She's younger and cuter than you. She's absolutely perfect.
What? What are you talking about? Wait, are you saying you've been cheating on me?
You really didn't notice, huh? You're such a clueless woman. It's hilarious. And guess what? Mom likes her better than you. There's no way you can compete. So yeah, you're completely done. Thanks for everything so far. My life's only going to get better from here.
And now, here comes the great Nancy herself. Bow down to the ultimate power. Everything has gone exactly according to my plan. Nancy, what's going on?
I've been appointed as the vice CEO of this company. I've already signed the contract and it's official.
Oh, is that so?
With this, the entire company is mine. I did it. Wait, Mom. We need to split it fairly between us, okay?
Of course. Gabriel, sweetie, you need to be happy too. What a creepy pair.
Say whatever you want, loser.
So both of you signed the contracts, right?
Obviously. The contracts are signed and done. Now the company is officially mine.
Oh, good. Work hard as a corporate drone.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Didn't you read the contracts carefully? They should say corporate drone, not CEO.
What? There's no way it says something that ridiculous. Those papers were brought by some guy claiming to be an executive.
Yeah, I prepared them.
Wait, what? What does that mean?
It means you signed a contract appointing you to the position of corporate drone in our company. And as for your mom, she's the vice drone.
What are you talking about?
Your duties as a corporate drone will primarily involve cleaning the toilets. It's an important mission, scrubbing every floor's restrooms 3 times a day.
You've got to be kidding me.
Don't worry, we're generous here. Your hourly wage will be $12. See, we're not heartless.
What? That's like a part-time job for students.
The contract is for 1 year. The first 3 months will be a probationary period. At the end of each year, we'll decide whether to renew it. Oh, and depending on how shiny the toilets are, you might even get a raise. Good luck.
Stop messing around.
I'm not messing around. There's no way I'd hand over my father's company, built through his hard work and the efforts of all the employees, to scumbags like you two. If anyone's messing around, it's you too.
Wait, am I really not the CEO?
How could someone who isn't even an employee think they'd become CEO in the first place?
Well, I'm the husband of the only daughter.
And that's supposed to automatically make you CEO? Besides, didn't you already work at our company once? You were fired ages ago. There's no way someone who got fired would ever be made CEO.
Huh? What do you mean fired? Wasn't my son supposed to be an elite employee and the next CEO?
Oh, he was just putting on a show for you. He's been a stay-at-home husband ever since he got fired. Oh, wait, not even that. He doesn't do housework, so he's just unemployed.
No way! My son isn't a CEO and he's unemployed?
Oh, correction. He's not unemployed anymore. He's a proud corporate drone for our company. Now get started on your toilet cleaning duties. Your contract is already signed.
No way! Who the hell is going to clean toilets?
So you want to quit? Fine, but you'll be jobless and kicked out of the condo. Are you sure about this?
All right, fine. I'll go back to being a stay-at-home husband and support you again.
Didn't I tell you we're getting a divorce? You even admitted to cheating. I'll make sure to file for alimony too.
Wait, hold on. Don't do that.
Your only options now are either to work as a corporate drone and keep your job, or end up unemployed and out on the streets.
Neither of those will work. And what about the house? I already bought the land. And the Lexus. Not to mention the Great King Hotel. I've already booked it.
I tried to stop you.
But honestly, if I can't be the CEO, then who would take the position? Are you seriously going to hand the company over to someone else?
The CEO position has already been decided. It's going to my uncle. My dad had a much younger brother, you know. He's been working at the company for years and is the perfect choice as a successor. Just like my dad, he's honest, hardworking, and well-respected.
What? There's actually someone like that? You should have told me sooner.
My uncle was actually willing to give you a chance, you know.
A chance? What do you mean?
My dad genuinely wanted both of us, his daughter and son-in-law, to take over the company. But because of the way you are, he couldn't make you the successor directly. My uncle knew all about that situation, so his plan was to take over as CEO temporarily. If you showed any commitment, he was ready to bring you back to the company and train you to take on a real leadership role. The corporate drone title, though, that was just my little joke.
All right, I'll change my attitude and work hard.
It's way too late for that. Even my uncle saw this WhatsApp chat and is completely appalled. Besides, we're getting divorced, so you're officially no longer part of my life.
So what's going to happen to me?
You're also no longer part of my life, Nancy.
I borrowed a lot of money because I thought we'd be swimming in cash.
You two are so alike. It's almost impressive. Well, why not work as corporate drones and pay it all back?
That's impossible. I've never worked a day in my life. How am I supposed to start now? Same here. I haven't worked in years. There's no way I can suddenly get a job.
Then I guess you'll both just have to face being jobless and homeless. Winter's almost here, so make sure you're ready to live under the freezing sky.
Winter? Being homeless is absolutely unacceptable. If you throw me out, you'll be cursed. Yeah, don't say stuff like that. Aria, help me. Forget Mom. I'm the one you should save. Wait a second. I'm an elderly woman. You can ignore my son, but at least save me. What the hell? You're showing your true colors now, you selfish old hag. Aria, let's start over, just the two of us. It's all Mom's fault. She manipulated me. I didn't do anything wrong. Excuse me? Are you seriously blaming me to dodge responsibility? Unbelievable. You're such a failure.
You know what, both of you? This is pathetic. Let's just end this here. It's more than enough already. I'm so fed up just listening to you two. I'm blocking you now, so don't ever contact me again.
Wait, at least don't block me. We can still talk this out. There's gotta be a way to fix this, right?
Aria, please, don't abandon me. I'll be in real trouble if you do. No way. Don't worry. I'll block both of you equally. Bye-bye. After everything, neither Gabriel nor Nancy could find a job due to their lack of any real work experience. With no other options, they ended up taking part-time cleaning jobs at my company. But of course, it wasn't smooth sailing. Even though they complained nonstop about how hard the work was, they had nowhere else to go, so they reluctantly stuck with it. Nancy, in particular, let her pride get in the way, yelling, "I didn't live my life to end up doing this," while throwing fits. Now, though, she's scrubbing toilets every morning with a mop in hand. It's kind of funny how she gets all embarrassed and starts apologizing whenever the staff calls her out for not cleaning well. As for Gabriel, he's still clueless. He constantly says he can't believe he's doing this kind of job, while repeatedly showing up late and making mistakes. One day, his boss totally snapped and said that if he couldn't clean up right, he'd have to pack his bags and go. Apparently, Gabriel ended up crying and apologizing profusely. To make matters worse, they couldn't afford the cancellation fees for the house and car they tried to buy, so now they are drowning in bills. I've heard they're so scared of debt collectors that they panic every time the doorbell rings late at night. On top of all that, Nancy and Gabriel's relationship has hit rock bottom. Every time their cleaning shifts overlap, they get into loud arguments at work. Honestly, it's all their own doing. Meanwhile, I've been working with my uncle to protect and manage the company my father left behind. Despite everything those two tried to ruin, I'm so relieved we were able to keep the company intact. Now, I'm working with the employees to preserve the values my father cherished. And together, we're building a company we can all be proud of.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.